Welcome to the Northern Ontario Mining Showcase podcast. It's a limited series for the Echo Community Podcast Network by Story Studio Network and Clark Communications. We highlight the influential voices, partners, and leaders who are driving innovation, research, and development, creating new market opportunities and new ways of doing business in the mining industry.
My name is Renzo Silveri. I'm the president of Pilot & Co. Pilot & Co. is a consolidation of three different companies: Pilot Diamond Tools, Premier, and Drillware.
And that merger, that has just recently happened, right?
It has. We've been working together with all three partner companies for quite a few years, but we've rebranded the whole group, and now it's known as Pilot & Co. So when we interface with the customer, it's going to be one interface. It's Pilot & Co. and all the other activities, depending on what plant the product comes from, it'll be shipped from that plant, but from a customer perspective, it's going to be one organization. So it's going to be one-stop shop for drillers, all the drillers' consumable needs, and eventually it'll be a one-stop shop for all their capital needs, drills, centrifuges, and all innovation products.
So each one of these three has its own lane that it's contributing to.
That's correct. So Pilot is predominantly a diamond company, so reaming shells, diamond bits, shoes. Premier is sort of a tubular company, so rods, core barrels, and then Drillware is an innovation company. The industry really hasn't changed a lot on the innovation front for quite a while, and we think this is an opportunity for us to create new and exciting innovations that will eventually get us to sort of autonomous activities with the drill sites.
So we're talking about automated machinery,
functionalities.
Right? Yeah.
Well, we're a long way from that, but you have to take baseline steps until you get there.
So this is automated, autonomous technology applying specifically to drilling.
That's correct.
Right.
Our focus is completely exploration drilling.
So give me a sense of what the specific needs. If you were actually to say, yes, I'm sure we can find a company that will come up with the AI required to create autonomous whatever, mechanized.
Yeah.
But what's specific about the drilling that makes it, this is what we really need, something special to say, this is going to work for us, and we can't take this solution and apply it to drilling.
So what ends up happening is it's hard to get people to work on drill sites. It's hard to find people, period.
Why is that?
It's just difficult. It's difficult to get skilled people.
Yeah.
Before, people would be in the mining field for 30 years, 40 years. Now it doesn't seem to be as attractive, so it's hard to find people that work on a regular basis. So what you have to do is introduce for the drillers, so it's easy to get up to speed and get to productivity quicker. So instead of having to work in the field for 5 years before you become an experienced driller, if we give them the tools and they use the tools the way that they're designed, their time and time to productivity is a lot shorter. It's similar to trying to drive your car without your dashboard. You might feel that your speed is the right speed, but having that dashboard gives you certainty. And then if you have cruise control, it makes sure that you drive the right speed and you don't.
Still hands-on.
It's still hands-on.
This is it's that assisted cruise control for your example, that kind of thing. So just to be clear, then we're talking about a different skill set now with this new technology in terms of what the driller might have been 10 years ago or whatever the period might be. So at what point do you take control of or assert yourself in that new training? Because I can see where if you're a company that's involved in the new innovation and developing the autonomous technology, you're going to know it better than most. So where does your lane start and end around making sure that I understand the new technology and my skills are up to snuff so I can do the job you want?
Yeah. So as soon as you start introducing the tools, you introduce, like what we were talking about before, dashboards. But instead of a dashboard for a car, you're introducing a dashboard for a drill. Once you have that, you develop sort of benchmarks on how hard you should be working the drill, like how much pressure you should have, how much water you go in. You develop the benchmarks, and then you develop the best practices. So effectively, if you think about it, you could actually do all this stuff as a video game. And if you can do that...
You're not the first person this week that said that to me. That's how we're going to attract new talent. These are, the kids who understand that level of communication and dexterity and their way of navigating technology.
Yeah, and then it becomes a sexy field again, right? You have a bunch of tools that assist you in doing the best job possible. And a lot of drillers make money based on their output. And if you can give them the tools to get a higher output, everybody's happy with that, and including the driller. If they make more money, they're happy.
Well, we'll take that. The idea.
So that's the innovation side.
Yeah, and I was going to say that part of the innovation really seems to me, just looking around the pavilion here, that really is sort of the pointy end of the spear right now, right? And that seems to be where they're going. The other side of it is I talk to folks, to start drilling is one thing, but you need the exploration and the development of the site to make sure that when you do the drilling, it's effective and so on. So where is the capital investment and the interest in that in terms of, I can see where this would be really kind of cool and sexy. I want to invest my money in it because it's the cool, sexy thing to do. But I am understanding that even the cycle of exploration investment kind of comes and goes, and they're kind of on the downside or the lower side of where they want to be. How does that slow you down? If exploration investment is slow, does that slow down the orders for the new innovation around drilling?
So that's I'm a financial guy. That's my background. I'm a financial guy, and one of the major areas that I've always worked on is risk mitigation. And part of risk mitigation is you diversify everything. And effectively, you diversify your product offering. And our product offering, as I was saying before, is fully, it's a full product line that drillers would use. Like all the consumable products, all the capital products, all the innovative products, all that is packaged up. So we've diversified that. Now the next thing that you would do is diversify markets. So one of the initiatives that we've taken on this year is our commitment to our employees. And our commitment is once we hire you, once we train you, once you're on the team, we commit to you that you'll have a job and you won't be laid off, which is really unusual in the exploration business because it is so volatile.
Sure, yeah.
And the way that you do that, we had sort of a temporary method this year, but our long-term method is we have to get counter-cyclical territories. And one of the issues is we were predominantly in North America, Canada, U.S., British Columbia, Quebec, but those are all the same seasons. So what we've done is we've opened up the South American market. And the South American market is the counter cycle or counter season. And as a result, we can level off our sales and we can keep our people busy throughout the whole piece. So as a result, then you can commit to your employees that it's not going to be working like crazy during the busy period and getting laid off in the slow period, which has been traditionally how the industry has worked.
So you can work in British Columbia when we don't need you there. We can work in Colombia.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but we sell the products. We don't
the
other drillers. But the drillers are drilling.
You've got
at all
the markets
times of the
there
year.
ready to go.
So that was one of the big initiatives that we introduced. And that was the reason that we did that.
So, and I realize this is innovation, and you're kind of out in the leading edge of all of this. But how competitive is the market that you're in? Because you can't be the only one thinking, okay, I got to figure out how to deal with these capacity issues around those who are operating the drills. We all want to be innovative.
Yeah,
I would think it'd be a fairly fierce market, no?
It is, and it's very difficult if you stay with the commodity products. So that's why introducing innovations is a good way to break out of that commodity cycle, because if you're in a commodity market, and commodity is just basically a Me Too type product, if you're in a Me Too type product, the only thing that you can play with is price. And effectively that's a race to the bottom.
Yeah, there's no scarcity there.
Yeah,
right?
So what we end up doing is creating innovation. And there's a lot of things that are occurring, and I'm not quite sure if you've gone to our booth, but we have a centrifuge, which is basically something that was innovated through drillware, and that centrifuge is basically an environmental remedy or fix. So you take water, you need water to drill. Once you're finished with the water, it's dirty, and you go through the centrifuge, it cleans it up, and then it reuses the water. So it's and then there's solids that come out of that, but you get bags of solids, and then you just truck it away, and you manage those solids. So you're not polluting the area that you're drilling, which is an important thing. Well, it's an innovation. It's not a requirement in all places, but what will end up happening is it'll start going where it's sort of recommended by the big mining companies, then it's going to be legislated by the government, and everyone's going to have it.
And you don't want to be playing catch-up on that stuff.
You don't want to play catch-up.
No.
And then one of the other things is it's on productivity. So we have products that you can do in the rod. So if you're changing a bit or you're changing direction on it, you can do it all in the rod, as opposed to bringing the rod string up, losing 3 or 4 hours of productivity and putting it down. So we're innovating that. If you get in trouble with a rod, you can cut off the rod in the rod as a result of it being jammed or something like that, as opposed to the methods that they had where they'd spend a number of days. So we have those products. And all that is innovation and thinking, how can we make the driller's life more easier? And then
easier in terms of efficiency. And
and productivity. Because it all comes down to how many meters can you drill in a shift. So the mines want that. The drillers want that. The owners want that because that's how they get paid, and the drillers want it because that's how they get paid. Now, on the product side, on Pilot and Premier, what our focus there is, how do we have the best-in-class products? Pilot's been in business for 55 years, and they're world known for their reaming shells, so the diamond product. And Premier is world-renowned for their rods, and it's best-in-class. And that's a bold statement, but it's a true statement, and we've heard that loud and clear from our customers. So that's, it's a Me Too type product. It's the best in class in Me Too, and that's what our focus is. We do not want to be in the market on price alone. It has to be the performance of the product and the ability of those products, the Me Too type products, to add productivity to the drillers. And so it's quality, performance, and prices. We want to be competitive. We don't want to be the lowest price producer. Right?
So the performance of the actual machinery, the innovation, et cetera, is obviously at the core of what you're talking about. Where does the performance of your team fall into that, and making sure that that best-in-class product is actually supported by best-in-class performance for a team? Because I would think that when you're talking about the innovative side, particularly, you're going to need a crew that's not only literate and functionally literate in that new technology, but it's going to have to be flexible and nimble in terms of how it responds to new emerging technologies, and sometimes that's on you before you know it.
Yeah. We've traditionally been manufacturers, And our focus has been manufacturing. It's to get to the best product and best process to get to that product. So that's been our focus, and we've done that.
Well.
We've done that over the years. The one piece that we were missing was the sales piece, and and we knew that that was a limiting factor, and we just wanted to stabilize our operation, make some money. Now we've changed our focus. It's basically we want to grow, and we've got a very aggressive target on the amount of growth that we want, and we will achieve that.
Growth is in terms of market or sales objectives, or how are all those together?
All those things, right? So
where's the market that is most in need of what you do?
We're looking at Canada's the biggest in the exploration market. So Ontario, Quebec, the Ring of Fire in Ontario, Quebec, and British Columbia are the big sites that we focus in on. Then you have the United States, sort of the Nevada area, which is another focus. Alaska is another one. And like I was saying before, it's South America. Mm-hmm. And there's other areas, but we haven't figured out how we're going to reach out to that. But eventually that's going to be on our hit list, like Australia. But right now, those are our focused areas. And then the big thing on that is we never had the level of sales team that we needed. So we went out into the market, asked a lot of people who would they want on the sales team, and we found a great sales team that
you need the evangelists to get out there and sell, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
and
sure.
they're doing a fantastic. We've got a new booth this year, and we've got tons of people coming to the booth and wanting to talk to us. So whatever we've done, we've created some excitement in PDAC this year.
So the three companies originally, how large in terms of staff would each one of those have been roughly?
We're probably in about 150 people. With
for each unit?
No. In total, and sort of.
So it's not a big operation.
No. It's and what we pride ourselves in is we're entrepreneurial. And this market, and I've been in a whole bunch of different industries, this industry is a very difficult industry, and you have to be entrepreneurial. So there's been some large companies that have failed in this industry, a lot of them, and it's because you have to be nimble. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we've heard is you guys make decisions really quick. And we go through all the same steps where it's sort of a concept or idea. Then we do our due diligence. You get alignment with everyone that might be touching on that initiative, and then you execute and you implement really quickly, and that might all happen in a week.
Yeah, I was going to say.
In a large organization, it takes months or years.
Well, so. and you've already pointed out, you're the finance guy, you understand the risk part of it. So when you put it in that context, holy cow, buckle up.
and that's the thing. You have to do all that without ever making a mistake.
Yeah. So. Well, I talked to somebody the other day. They said, why is mining traditionally so averse to, new technology or new ideas? It's because, in some cases, you make a mistake, it costs you $1 billion.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a big mistake.
Oh, yeah.
So I can see how you could be a little gun shy in there. But to your point, that entrepreneurial spirit, I'm beginning to wonder as you talk whether or not we need to start including that in our curriculum in universities and colleges and so on when we're teaching the skills, like skilled trades.
I think you do. I think you do, because what's going to end up happening in the future is, and it's already happened, but it's going to happen even more. The jobs that are going to carry the economy are going to be small entrepreneurial companies. It's not going to be a big corporation. Because big corporations, people just aren't attracted to that anymore, and it's going to be the job generators and the career generators are going to be on the entrepreneurial side, and it's a skill, and you have to teach that skill, and if you don't,
but it's teachable.
Yeah, it's teachable,
right?
Yeah,
and I, to your point around the big corporation, big companies, they tend to your, talking about making decisions, they can get in their own way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's the problem, right? So it's kind of fun to listen and watch this whole thing percolate to the top when you guys have all come together this week. And so I'm hopeful that if we see you next year, we're going to hear all kinds of great stories about the new markets you're in and the stuff you're doing. Renzo, thanks for being here. Good to meet you.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to the Northern Ontario Mining Showcase podcast. The series is produced for the Echo Community Podcast Network by Story Studio Network and Clark Communications. For more information, visit our website, northbayecho.ca.